let's go! As I am sure you have all noticed, altcoins have been seeing crazy gains over the past month or two. While it is easy to feel like you have missed out if you did not catch some of those pumps, the reality is that there are still many opportunities to make a lot of profits during this market cycle, especially as you've got dips in these market cycles like you saw just a couple of hours ago. Today, I am going to be sharing 3 altcoins with a lot of potential to see major price increases. During these very bullish market conditions, pretty much any coin can pump regardless of whether or not it has strong fundamentals. However, it is always a good idea to invest in coins from projects with strong fundamentals and that provide important services. All 3 of the projects I will be covering today not only have those characteristics, but many others that make them very attractive investments, in my opinion, of course. I make videos about the best altcoins to invest in all the time, and several of the coins I have recommended have already returned multiple excess in profits. If that sounds good, then make sure to subscribe so you do not miss out on any of those videos in the future. The first project we will be looking at today is KeeperDAO. The broad description of what KeeperDAO is that it is an on-chain liquidity underwriter for DeFi. Now, unless you are some kind of financial or DeFi expert, that description is probably pretty confusing, so let's break it down into some simpler parts. On the user side of things, it is actually pretty simple. You simply open up the KeeperDAO web app, choose an asset to supply to a liquidity pool and deposit it. As you can see right now, you can choose from Ethereum, Wrapped Ethereum, RenBTC, USDC, and DAI. You probably have also noticed the APYs available for these assets. 50% on stablecoins is a very good return on investment, especially when there is no impermanent loss involved. Impermanent loss occurs when users must deposit pairs of tokens, such as when supplying liquidity on decentralized exchanges. It is important to note that the majority of the APY is paid out in Rook tokens, which can either then be sold or held onto. If you believe Keeper will be growing in the long term, then supplying liquidity is actually a very nice way to start building a position in Rook without directly buying. You are probably wondering how the protocol is able to supply these high APYs, and that is where the complicated aspects comes into play. So the protocol produces revenue by allowing special users known as keepers to borrow from the liquidity pools to perform certain actions on other DeFi platforms. These actions include underwriting loans, performing arbitrage between dexes, liquidating unhealthy accounts on Aave, DayDX, Compound Maker, and several other actions that results in profit. Anyone with a profitable strategy using those actions can become a keeper and use funds from the liquidity pools to perform them. Similarly to flash loans, there is no risk of keepers taking the money as the actions must be completed within a single block, and if the funds are not returned, then the entire transaction is reversed. Now that you understand how the project works, let's take a look at some recent news that is very bullish for KeeperDAO. On February 13th, FTX and Alameda announced their support for KeeperDAO. The FTX exchange launched Rook Spot and Perpetual futures, and Alameda bought up 42,800 Rook tokens from decentralized exchanges. Those Rook tokens represents 4% of the total supply. FTX is one of the largest crypto exchanges, and Alameda has become renowned for the successful investment, so these events have been causing significant hype around the project. Now, let's take a look at the actual Rook token. The total supply is relatively low at 1,070,000 Rook tokens. Right now, the project has a market cap of $233 million, but the most interesting statistic on this page is the market cap to total value locked ratio. This ratio compares the amount of money deposited into the protocol to the market cap. The fact that the ratio is less than 1 means that the amount of money locked up in Keeper is greater than the actual value of the project. As DeFi has grown, a trend regarding the market cap to total value locked ratio has emerged, and that trend is that projects with ratios less than 1 tend to grow in value at least until the ratio reaches 1, and sometimes higher to even 2 or 3 depending on the project. With the value deposited in Keeper growing every day, the token price will need to increase substantially if it is to reach the ratio of 1. Okay, cool. So the next project is Badger. Badger is another DeFi project, but it is fairly unique in the fact that it is centered around the use of Bitcoin in DeFi. So before we move on and talk about Badger, actually, if you're getting any value at all out of this video, make sure to subscribe right now. Okay, before Badger, there was an underserviced market niche, as there are a lot of people who are holding Bitcoin for the long term who would like to be able to earn yield from it. While there are some DeFi projects that provide the option of using wrapped Bitcoin or Rent BTC to earn yield, they are not usually the focus of the project and the rates are usually less than those offered for other assets. Badger, on the other hand, is completely focused on Bitcoin and the APYs are very good right now. Of course, like with any yield platforms, these APYs can and they will change. The Badger protocol uses two tokens, Badger, which is the governance token, and DIGD, which is a rebase token with an elastic supply pegged to the price of Bitcoin. Rebase tokens can be confusing if you are not familiar with them, so today we will be focusing on Badger. But as for rebase tokens, if you would like me to do a separate video on that, let me know down in the comment section. But regarding the governance token, Badger holders are in charge of the direction of the project and they can also be used in different yield earning token pairs such as these here. It is easy to see the demand for a platform such as Badger by looking at the growth it has seen so far. The Badger token launched in early December and has already reached a market cap of $167 million and has reached $2.24 billion total value locked. Yes, $2.24 billion, 2.25. Remember how I mentioned the ratio of market cap to total value locked? Badger has a ratio of only 0.07, meaning that for the ratio to reach 1, the Badger token would need to 14x, and that is if no more value flowed into the Badger platform, which is very unlikely. If you're having trouble understanding why the ratio matters so much, try thinking about it like this. Whoever holds Badger gets a say in any upgrades to the Badger platform. With the platform holding $2.2 billion, that gives Badger token holders an asymmetrical amount of power. The Badger token has a value of $167 million, but it is used to control the $2.24 billion. It is unlikely that everyone is going to remove their money from the platform, so the other option is that Badger will increase in price to even out the ratio. Hopefully, that helps to explain why Badger has so much potential for growth right now. So, what do you think about Badger so far? Let me know down in the comment section. The last project I will be sharing with you today is Bondly. Bondly actually provides a rather large variety of services, so I will not be able to go in depth into all of them today, but I will go over some highlights. At its core, Bondly's goal is to be a portable peer-to-peer exchange that enables trading across any chain through any medium. Bondly has created a substrate chain on Polkadot so they can support low cost and fast transactions. Some of the services that Bondly is working on to achieve its goal is Bond Swap, Bond Protect, Bond Dex, and Bondly Staking and Liquidity Mining. Right now, Bond Swap is live and functional, and it has a lot of very useful features. It allows individuals to sell tokens person to person in a trustless fashion. This is achieved through smart links. Basically, one person can deposit their assets to a Bondly smart contract and they receive a smart link. They can then text, email, or send that link to some other individual. The other individual can then deposit the requested amount of their tokens and the swap is completed and each person receives their funds. This method of swapping can have several advantages over simply using a decentralized exchange, such as being able to set a specific price and not needing to worry about liquidity issues for less popular tokens. Bondly has also recently been seeing a lot of hype because of the NFT features it is implementing and the partnerships with celebrities such as Logan Paul to create NFT collections. As you all know, NFTs have a lot of hype around them right now, so this is a significant addition to the Bondly platform. Bondly has the lowest market cap out of all of these three coins today with a value of almost $61 million. However, that number is rising rapidly. The Bondly token is up 257% in the last 2 weeks and 417% in the last month. With the very active development and exciting new features, Bondly could be seeing a lot of growth in the future. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you would like to stay up to date on the best altcoins, low cap gems out there, make sure to subscribe right now. And with that said, let's jump straight into my video from yesterday. I will see you right there.